Our next piece, I'm going to read the program note. It's a special piece. You may have heard that this concert features a whale song. And we've had songs on this concert. We had the hymn at the beginning, and we're going to have another hymn at the end. And this piece is a hymn by a whale. And it's exciting. So as you listen, I want to prepare you a little bit for that. Alex Shapiro is from Washington. She lives on the San Juan Islands. And she's a contemporary composer, and she loves the water. She said if she wasn't going to be a composer, she would have been a marine biologist. And so she has a heavy interest in the environment and in the beauty of the sea and the underwater sounds. And as you listen, I'd love to have you put on your imagination to think of the underwater sounds. You'll hear creative new sounds on the electronics, but you'll also hear specific things like a whale song and an underwater volcano. And she says there's all these things that are so beautiful down there that we can never enjoy. So here's a sonic way to enjoy it, but also that environment is very fragile, and she's concerned for the environment as well. So she created this piece as a beautiful thing to celebrate the underwater, but also to bring attention to it and its fragility. And one of the things she also cares a lot about is student composition and creativity. And that's one, I first got to know her because of her music, but I've been able to dialogue with her about creativity because I'm also passionate about that. And so in this piece, she features 4 soloists, and I want you to look out for them. We're going to talk about the video in a second, but the video could distract you sometimes from these soloists. I want you to see both. They're both very important. So the soloists you're going to hear tonight, first of all, Grace Cheong on violin, then you'll hear Leah Kloostra on horn, Anna Perkins on clarinet, and Mark Smith on vibraphone. So they'll stand up, look out for them, and they're doing an improvisation on the spot tonight that you've never heard before, because they've never heard it before. They're going to make it up during the course of this piece. Also during this piece, Shapiro encouraged us to create a video if we want to highlight different aspects that are important to us. And when I presented this to the orchestra, Lucas Phelps is one of our students that really got excited about that. He's majoring in environmental science, and he took the challenge to make a video to create an awareness of what's going on in our local environment and how what we do here affects the ocean. So I'd like to have him speak a little bit about that right now.
Good evening, everyone. So I figured it would be fitting to connect this slideshow to all of us here at Calvin. So almost 2 decades ago, Plaster Creek Stewards came into existence as a nonprofit based at then Calvin College. And this nonprofit seeks to reconcile relationships between people and the natural world by restoring health and beauty to the Plaster Creek watershed in which we are all in right now. And I've been working with them for almost a year now, and I've seen the effect that water-based pollution has on our local environment and the communities who live in it. So, while you're listening to the music, the slideshow will follow the journey of water-based pollution from right here at Calvin all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, and you'll also get a little bit of history of pollution in the Plaster Creek watershed as well. And this serves as a reminder that when pollution happens locally, it also affects water far beyond our sight in a small yet significant way. While an oil spill from a car, for example, might seem insignificant, take a moment to think of all the small oil spills that happen every day throughout the world. Eventually, that all goes to the same place. Now, while you won't be finding whales in Plaster Creek, you'll definitely be finding whales in the oceans that the creek is connected to. The whale song playing in the background of this piece isn't just some random filler that sounded cool, although it does sound cool. I believe it represents aquatic life all across the world, wishing that they had cleaner water to live in. And since we don't want this to be just a huge bummer, it's important to note that this problem is so broad and multifaceted that individuals like us just aren't to blame. Water pollution is a collective effort between things as large as factories dumping waste into streams and things as small as someone washing their car in their driveway. And so while we as individuals are only a small part of the problem, we can be a substantial part of the solution. By working with organizations like Plaster Creek Stewards to plant native gardens that filter pollutants out of stormwater, or volunteering at a coastal cleanup event, or even picking up litter off the ground, our actions and the choices we make every day can have far-reaching benefits for the world around us. So without further ado, please enjoy our performance of Beneath by Alex Shapiro.